Hi everyone, welcome back to PMP Question Practice, a great way to prepare for your PMP exam or your CAPM exam. And I'm going to go through these questions with you for the first time. 5 questions to start your morning and we'll solve them together. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Let's get into the first question. Communication channels are the number of communication paths among team members working on the project for a project team with a team of 3 people. Okay, so we had this before in another video as well, but 3 people is a much nicer number to figure out. So this is great. The total number of communication channels will be, now do we remember the formula for this? It is 3 multiplied by 3 minus 1, so which is 2 basically, and then divided by 2. So 3 times 2 equals 6, divided by 2 equals 3. So I think we're going to have 3 communication channels for this one. Let's go with answer A. Answer A, fantastic. Communication channels, n times n minus 1 divided by 2. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a clunky process there, or a clunky mathematical formula, but it's much easier to figure out when the numbers are low, of course, and you'll probably have a calculator. Maybe you may not come across this directly, but it's good to know that generally the more people you have, the more communication channels there are and the more complicated things can get in your project. How did you go? Let's look at question 2. You're scheduling a meeting with your project team to share their viewpoints and expertise in the project work. Sounds like similar to a retrospective or something similar maybe. Which of the following is not one of the rules of effective meetings? Okay, meeting management. Scheduling recurring meetings in advance. I think that is a good thing actually. Setting a time limit and keeping it. Yep, definitely that one. Ensuring flexible time limits. I mean, flexibility sounds nice, but when it comes to meetings, it's really not a good thing because we want to get in there, we want to have an agenda. So sticking to the agenda as well, that's another good thing. So we want to have an agenda, we want to make sure we follow that agenda, we want to make sure we get the outcomes that we wanted for our particular meeting. So I think we're not wanting to have flexible time limits in this situation. Let's go with answer C for now. Answer C, the different rules of meetings. Set a time limit and keep it. Schedule recurring meetings in advance. Yes, so that way everyone knows that they're coming up, and that's really helpful as well. Meet with the team regularly. Have a purpose for each meeting, definitely an outcome. Stick to the agenda, create the agenda, distribute the agenda beforehand so that everyone knows what's coming. These are really nice things, and sometimes they're just a common courtesy, but it's nice to be reminded of how to run a really nice meeting and make sure that you get the answers you need in the right time frame as well. Very important. Let's look at question 3. Now you need to make a decision with your project on how to move forward with a particular issue. You decide to take a vote, but you need to know how to ensure the outcome is valid. Okay, which of the following is not one of the types of group decision-making techniques? Okay, so unanimity, that definitely is one. That's 100%. If 100% of people agree. Majority is greater than 50% if they agree. Plurality is the one, yes, we're quite hard to say, but that is where we've got the largest block of people. So, it doesn't have to be over 50%, but it is still the largest block of people. Duopoly, no, that's definitely not one of our things under these particular circumstances. Let's go with answer D. The different types of group decision-making techniques, unanimity, majority, plurality, or a dictatorship. Okay, there you go. So dictatorship is if one person is just saying, look, this is the way that it's going to be. Probably not the most ideal, but sometimes that can help get the work done, of course. So, still an important or a valid thing to look into. Question 4, let's jump into question 4. So you've hired a business analyst specifically for your project and have asked them to create a plan of how the project will document, record, and manage all the requirements. Okay, so this is a requirements management plan, I think. What are you asking them for? Scope management plan, no. Integration management plan, no. Resource management plan, definitely not. Requirements management plan. This is also known as the business analysis plan, I think, now that the BA role is extremely, a big part of most projects. So the BA plan, business analysis plan, requirements management plan, I think we're going to go with the letter B for now. Answer B, the requirements management plan is a plan of how the project will document, analyze, record, and manage all the requirements. So it's the process behind managing our requirements, and it's really important to outline that at the beginning so that everyone knows how we're going to be working. So it's really cool. It's also called a business analysis plan as the BA role becomes more popular in our current environment for projects. Okay, now we're up to our last question, guys. You're doing great. Question 5. The scope statement of your project provides a baseline of the project scope and deliverables and the work required for all stakeholders to see. Which of the following is not one of the elements of the project scope statement? So we've got, oh gosh, there's WBS and WBS dictionary, I think, are in there. Let's have a look at what they've got. Project scope description. So we definitely have a description. The acceptance criteria is very important. Project selection, not part of our scope statement. Project assumptions, oh, that's a good one to include. So, actually these are really great. So we always want to put the assumptions that we've made, that we can get access to this particular resource, or that, this is going to be available in this particular time. So that's quite important as part of our scope statement. I'm going to go with project selection as being not included in our project scope statement. Let us see. Answer C. Here we go. The different elements of project scope statement include scope description, acceptance criteria, project deliverables, very important as well. Project exclusions, oh, extremely important. What are we not doing? That's going to be really good. So some people, might get confused. They might think that we are doing something, but we can say, no, this is out of scope. It's out of scope. Project constraints. So, and project assumptions, what are we assuming to make this work happen? And that's our last question. And I hope you've enjoyed spending this time going through these PMP questions, a great way to prepare for your PMP exam, which I absolutely believe that you can pass if you keep studying and you keep practicing every day. I absolutely know that you can do it. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.